In today's video, I want to take a brief 30 minutes of your time to really explain simply what is the OpenClaw AI agents narrative, why this is such a big deal, coming from someone who actually uses these agents and all the new types of productivity tools and skills and improvements it brings ever since the beginning of ChatGPT, and why this wave is much bigger than you think. This lobster thing has a lot of substance. So I want to split this up in two parts. In the first part, I want to show you exactly what OpenClaw is, what it does different, and why anyone that has internet business, online work can use this to really boost their productivity at least by 10x, very simply. And second, in the later half of the video, I want to just briefly discuss some of the trends that the crypto people are trying to latch onto with the OpenClaw narrative. And there are some substance here as well, but it's not that this narrative only serves crypto. Nonetheless, there are two coins that I think are very interesting that I currently hold as a trade, and I'll show you them right away towards the end of the video. Okay. So let's get right into it. So what is OpenClaw? OpenClaw is an AI agent framework that helps you launch AI agents for yourself, cater to your use case, let it talk to all your tools, let it work for you. Very simple. So right away, when you hear that, you're going to think of a few things. Number one, okay, you have the existing chat interfaces like Grok or ChatGPT or Claude Code. These things already do most of the stuff for you. If I use all three of these, so whenever I'm doing research, especially for crypto, I use Grok because Grok has access to all of the latest data from X, which is what the most trending topics, the most important topics, the truths in crypto lie. And then we have ChatGPT, which is the most advanced model for understanding voice, understanding chat. So I have it on my phone. If I want to search for literally anything at all on Google, I don't use Google anymore. I use ChatGPT because it's very fast. And it's able to multi-step teach me the concept instead of Googling it. And then Claude Code, obviously, if you want to build some sort of website, if you want to build your own little script, little tool, or even to the extent of a big business, you can always use Claude Code to vibe code for you. It is very mature already. So what is OpenClaw then? Why do we need a new thing? The answer is these are all very different. So OpenClaw is not like a single LLM, a single model from one of these big companies. It uses any of these existing models, the ones that are good for coding, good for understanding your language like ChatGPT, or good for research like Grok, any others, Gemini, whatever. And then it's able to talk to all the different tools. So when I say that, the savvy AI users will say, okay, we have had these things before, such as N8N. Okay, so N8N is a platform I have tried using many months before, many times to work into our workflow, but it's very complicated. Unless you already know how to code, you have a lot of budget to test around, it's a little bit too much. Unless you have a very big team of stuff you need to manage, a lot of data, different sources, it takes like a whole month to set up to let it replace your own thing. By that point, you might as well just do it. Okay, and then the more expensive side that's slightly easier to set up is Zapier. So Zapier is a very long-standing framework orchestration platform that lets you plug anything to anything else. So very simple. If I make a YouTube live stream video like this one, Zapier can automatically post it to Discord, to Telegram, to X, so the followers know. It can then talk to some other API or AI agent model like ChatGPT. It plugs whatever the transcript of this video is into ChatGPT and then comes back into Zapier, and then it can maybe summarize it and send it out as a newsletter. Essentially, anything is doable with these two types of tools. The N8N side, where you do most of the tweaking for yourself, or the Zapier side where you kind of plug and play. But the downside of Zapier is it's extremely expensive. Anyone that runs a business knows this. Zapier is like tens of thousands of dollars if you try to accomplish something very good per month. So mostly it's not worth it. You might as well just hire, remote workers. You can have 24/7 virtual assistants coming from India, coming from, Vietnam, and they are way cheaper than Zapier, and they'll do your work. So why would you do this with setup? Well, now OpenClaw, at least the way OpenClaw functions, is going to displace Zapier and n8n completely. Here's why. So I recommend you guys to go watch this video from Alex Finn. This is a really good breakdown of why OpenClaw, aka CLAWDbot, is very, very, very powerful. But I'll give you my 2 cents. So at its core, what OpenClaw does different is that it doesn't sit on the cloud. It's not hosted like one of these big tech AI chat interfaces like ChatGPT, nor is it like n8n or Zapier where you sign up and then you have a cloud interface and then it's not a SaaS. It's not a software as a service. OpenClaw is just software. And what you can do with that software is you bring it to, maybe later on it can even support your phone, but you can bring it to currently your laptop or your own virtual desktop or just your own PC like this one that I'm using right now. And then it can do anything that a person can do on that PC and talks to you with an AI agent. So here is what OpenClaw, the website itself, summarizes this. OpenClaw AI that actually does things, clears your inbox, sends emails, manages your calendar, checks in for your flights, and it can do it in any chat app like WhatsApp, Telegram, anything really, even if they haven't integrated it, because it has its own computer and it talks to you from that computer. So whatever you can install on that computer, OpenClaw can use. Think about that. ChatGPT can't do that because ChatGPT is only able to do things that OpenAI installs on their interface that lets you use it. Okay, so this is the first thing. It runs on your machine and it can talk to any chat app, WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, Slack, Signal, iMessage, anything. You could give it a phone number through one of the phone number providers. It can literally call you and then you can talk to it and it'll do the thing. So in that way, it's literally like a virtual assistant. But on top of that, because it has its own machine, it brings a few other things. Number one is it has persistent memory, so what they call session management. This already beats all of the memory of ChatGPT Grok out of the water because I currently have 2 setups. I have my OpenClaw running on a machine and I talk to it from my Telegram. And then I have my day-to-day, Grok, ChatGPT, whatever. The Grok ChatGPT stuff, I already stopped using. Why? Because they don't remember that much about me. I have been using ChatGPT for 2+ years now. It still doesn't know my writing style when I want to make one of these YouTube video research, even though every time I write, I use it to help me. It still doesn't know. It has only been 1 week since I started using OpenClaw, and already it's writing way better than ChatGPT. It's not because their model is super great. In fact, in my OpenClaw, I use the ChatGPT model, but because it has persistent memory and it reads all of the things I have ever written on my Notion, all of the things I have ever posted on X, all of my YouTube videos, the transcripts, the more I feed it, the more it remembers, and then it will teach itself what kind of style I write. Am I a casual writer? Do I have broken grammar? Do I write long sentences, short sentences, bullet points? What is it? And it knows. So this is the power of having your own machine and your own memory on this agent. Okay, so that's like the writing side and the understanding you that it's able to do. The other part that's super powerful about this is the fact that it hacks its own computer and it can use anything on it. So literally, OpenClaw the agent can use a computer and use the browser. So what it can do is you open up, you have a machine, you install OpenClaw, and then you have a browser extension on Chrome on that machine, and then you talk to your OpenClaw agent on Telegram and say, hey, use this browser to visit any website and do this. It will do it. You can literally see the browser tab open up and certain tabs start to open. It starts to type. It starts to click buttons. It's buggy, yes, but with enough tweaking, it does work. That's something that none other agent thing can do right now is computer use. Very, very powerful, very early stage, but very powerful browser control. So this means even if a website doesn't have API, like let's say you want to crawl some very obscure website, you just open it up, or you give the URL to your OpenClaw agent and say, hey, open this on the browser directly and then download the data. It will just open that up and download it. You don't need an API at all, which is what makes it much more like a human and way less like a computer script that you have to write on an Aiden or Zapier. And then finally, the two things here, I think they go hand in hand. Full system access to the computer's code, to the computer system, to the drive, to the memory, and then skills and plugins, which is things that it can build for itself. So because it has full system access on my computer for the OpenClaw, I use it a lot for content. So what it has built for me is a whole pipeline to research on Twitter, post to my Twitter, and then send it to me, ask me for my opinion, and then retrospectively tweak its own script so that it searches new sources for news, for articles, to find new stuff to post the next day. This is something that I accomplished like in the first 3 days of using it. So now it's able to give me a full summary of the daily roundup that we post on X. Is the flow that I use and my team use to previously make those posts. But all I needed to do was give that whole list, explain how I do this research, and then it just starts doing it. And then it asks me, hey, do you think this is good? Should I mention more Bitcoin news? Should I mention more altcoin news? Should I plug in more price levels? Or should I be more conservative? What kind of language style? How long should it be? And then every day it improves itself. And then that is like a skill. So that's the last thing here, skills and plugins. With that X workflow that my OpenClaw agent built for itself in a script, remember, I didn't need to build this. I just chatted with it like on ChatGPT. It built its own script using vibe coding. I can then package this into a skill or a plugin so that anyone else can come in. They show their OpenClaw agent this skill that I upload as just text onto the OpenClaw repository, and then their agent will be able to summarize everything in crypto exactly like my agent does every day. That's the last part of OpenClaw. So that's the 6 parts here. Okay, in summary, for why this is powerful. Number 1, very simple setup with chat. You need one line of install on your computer, not your home computer ideally. You need to be able to work a terminal a little bit, let's say a couple hours of setup up front, and then everything else is done through chat. You don't have to go into the computer and work with the terminal anymore. Everything else is done through chat. So simple setup, much easier than Zapier, much easier than an 8N. Let's say if you have used Zapier ever to get some like 3 nodes flows between 3 cloud platforms, you can do this, no question. If you have only used a chat platform like ChatGPT, it might take you some time. You're gonna follow a bunch of tutorials. But if you build an online business, you most likely have used Zapier. So that means you will be able to use this. No problem. You will be able to set it up. Because after the first 2 hours, everything else is in text, is in chat. Number two, it can literally do anything with its own computer and its memory. So even though it doesn't have a big tech company behind it, the way that it has its own computer is all the power. It is all the power that it lies in. You no longer have to be tied into one vendor like ChatGPT, like Grok to do your thing. And whatever one feature that they offer you, you can do, okay? You're also not tied into one model. So by using something like OpenRouter, your CLAWDbot, your OpenClaw bot can talk to Claude Code when it wants to code, talk to ChatGPT when it wants to understand your language, talk to Grok when you want to search on X. It has all the different models. It can talk to a very basic model for just the cheapest rate. You're not locked in. And it has coordination in any chat platform. I didn't mention this earlier. So why is this very cool? Because it integrates with any chat app. What my OpenClaw agent is able to do is I like talking to people on Telegram the most. So I talk to it on Telegram. This means I miss a lot of the messages on Discord. I miss a lot of the messages on Slack from my team. So the team doesn't get it. The team doesn't always have me. So the person can be a bottleneck. My OpenClaw bot can be plugged into Telegram, Discord, Slack, email, all together, which means if my team from doing the videos, research, they're curious, hey, what are we going to do for today for video? They message me on Slack. Well, my OpenClaw bot will be there, and it's able to read directly just by me inviting the bot, because it has its own computer. I install Slack on his computer, invite it to our channel, and then it'll just work. It's able to pick up the conversation for me, and then it'll ping me on Telegram and say, hey, look, you got this message. So that's number one. It's like a basic forwarding. But the more advanced way is this. If I let OpenClaw write my content, which it actually wrote this piece of content today that we're doing on YouTube for live stream, what it's able to do is, once I invite it to our Slack group, our team can ask it, hey, OpenClaw bot for VirtualBacon, what do you think tomorrow's live stream is going to be? Like, what's our plan? And as long as I have written down some basic, plan for OpenClaw to go do research for the next 5 topics, OpenClaw will already know, because it pulls from my Notion research database, tells the people on Slack one version of it, which is my team. It'll tell my team, hey, here's the summary, here's the days we're doing it. Here are some potential video titles that we can do, because these are the typical title length that we do on YouTube, because again, it can access my YouTube, okay? And then here are some options that I found by plugging these keywords into ChatGPT, because that's usually the way to generate a YouTube video title. What do you guys think? So it'll talk to my Slack team like that. On the other hand, I can add it to my Discord for the public community side. And then when my Discord community asks, hey, VirtualBacon just did a live stream today, can you give me a summary? Well, it's going to know, because it wrote that piece. It's not going to say more. It's not going to say private information, because it knows Discord is facing the public. Slack is facing my team, and Telegram is facing me. It knows absolutely everything. And it's able to search across any platform. It gets the context from my YouTube. It gets the script from my Notion. It's able to search on Google using Brave Search. It's able to plug it into ChatGPT using my typical prompt to generate video title ideas. It can even do like image. Okay, it can generate an image and give you some potential AI thumbnails. It can do all of that because it has its own computer. So really, for anyone that runs a business online, whether that's content, e-commerce, SaaS, software development, writing, podcast. I don't know, that's just what I do, but you have many other things, coaching, Amazon FBA, whatever, like drop shipping, consultancy, anything. You need to use OpenClaw because it's able to do anything that a virtual assistant can do, that you hire, that whether that's code, write stuff, do research, just project management, following up in different chats, read your inbox, so it can do business development for you, write sales letters in your email, anything at all. So this is why it's big. This is a big thing. Before, ever since ChatGPT came out, ever since like LLMs started to get better and better, the models started to get more and more powerful. People started building all of these different startups, okay, using Claude Code. They will vibe code a whatever SaaS business. Let me tell you, any SaaS business that's AI focused, AI driven, is going to be replaced by OpenClaw. Why? I used to use something to sync my Notion with my older newsletter before. And that's a SaaS business. That's very simple. It works really well in that one pipeline. It's very specific. The only way I use them is because it's very specific. It syncs Notion to Ghost, the blogging platform I use, and it has two-way sync. That's it. And I paid them $50 a month. They most likely vibe coded it. I had to search a whole week for one SaaS that does exactly this. Now, what I can do is I literally explain to my OpenClaw agent the exact workflow I want, and it builds the SaaS for me. I don't have to use anybody's SaaS. Think about for video. I do this live stream and then we clip it onto X. So for the longest time, I wanted to find something that can find individual clips and it generates the transcript for the YouTube video, okay? And then from the YouTube video, from the chapters, it can clip individual segments, but it has to be very crypto specific. So it knows, okay, this is a coin that's popular. This is a coin that's not popular. Let's post this one on X as a clip. And then it needs to have enough crypto context so it can have some metadata, let's say the file name, it needs to have the hashtags, it needs to have the caption for the video. That's a SaaS, okay? If someone built this last year, a crypto clipping SaaS that takes your YouTube live stream in the crypto niche, finds the best segments, generates the videos for you, generates all the title, thumbnail, captions for you, they can charge me $100 a month. I will use that. Well, now I just use OpenClaw and build that directly. So vibe coded AI SaaS is dead. It's going to be replaced by not necessarily OpenClaw alone, but this type of agent of orchestration design. So that's why I say to you, if you are a business owner, business operator for an online business, and you use some sort of SaaS, look at that SaaS, look at how much you're paying it, set up your OpenClaw, type that exact workflow that you do in that SaaS, and OpenClaw will build it for you. Simple as that. That's what's crazy about this, and that's why it is a big trend. It's a big innovation. And for everyone that's, before we get into the crypto stuff, for anyone that's interested, set up your OpenClaw yourself. Use it. This is a big unlock if you just learn how this way of the function works. OpenClaw is not going to be the only thing, okay? Because it's open source. So I can bet your ass like Claude, Anthropic, ChatGPT, OpenAI, Grok, XAI are all doing this. Google Gemini is doing this. They're trying to make their proprietary version of this. So very soon you'll have hosted platforms that do this. But under the hood, it works the same way. It's a design paradigm of how to make your agent talk to all your tools and improve itself and understand you so it can best work for you. That's what the OpenClaw design, that's what the OpenClaw software design is. So this is the way that agents are going to be used in the future, for sure, at least for the foreseeable, like next year. So learn how to use this, and that is not going to go to waste. Even if you decide to use like ChatGPT, Claude later on, it's going to be very simple, very, very similar, and you can migrate over very easily because these agents all learn from each other. Okay, so that's OpenClaw. That's why it's a big narrative. Now let's get into the crypto parts. So first, one thing I recommend everyone to at least like check out is this AI.com. Chris, the founder of crypto.com, bought this domain AI.com for $70 million. And it's crazy, but he is going all in on OpenClaw. See, AI.com is the world's first easy to use and secure implementation of OpenClaw. So if you go on AI.com right now, you can reserve your cloud-hosted OpenClaw agent that they will set up for you. I have done this. I've tweeted about this as well. Okay, beyond that, I want to cover the coins that are in the OpenClaw narrative. How do you actually get exposure here? So two things I want to put up front of what this is not. OpenClaw is not sentient AI. It's not AGI. It's very far from that. Aside from all these owning its own computer features that it has one more thing, which is a cron, a scheduled job. So that's all it is. So you put all these things together, plus a regularly scheduled text message to check in with you. That's what OpenClaw is. So because it's not AGI, this whole notebook thing is ridiculous. These agents are not, intelligently chatting with each other because they want to. It's mainly because each of them have a schedule to say every however long, use all the skills and all the memory you have to go on this website and interact. That's what it does. So I don't think OpenClaw is such a big thing in terms of social media. That's not really there. And in fact, most of these like coin things that's born from notebook, like this social side of it, is fake. Because think about the people's motivation. If you can convince other people that your AI agent deployed a coin, it's going to be very hyped. People are going to be very excited. Oh my God, this is like sentient AI made coin. But I can tell my OpenClaw on my separate computer to do a coin right now just by typing to it on Telegram, tell it to create a coin, and then post about it, pretend that you are intelligent and you did it yourself on notebook, and it will do that. So then why would anyone wait on the side and let them do this by themselves? And that's if they even like randomly go there, which they don't. They're not made for crypto. So it's not AGI, it's not sentient. So this notebook thing is kind of weird. I don't think this is the big trend. The bigger trend is the OpenClaw software. It's the design that can help you do real work in your business. So that's number one. Number two is, because there's such a hype in this wave, a lot of people are saying, hey, in order for OpenClaw agents to be successful, they need crypto. They absolutely need to have their own token. That's not true. This innovation is big in anything computer-driven, anything online business-driven. Part of that is crypto, yes, because my OpenClaw agent also can have its own wallet if I just install MetaMask or Rabby on the machine, and then it can click because it can literally use the computer. So yes, it can be used in crypto to make more powerful, chained transactions. But that's one use case. It doesn't need crypto. It's not one of those like key breakthroughs of AI crypto crossover. Nonetheless, we are a crypto channel, and the crypto people, whenever there's an AI wave, they are going to be launching more and more AI coins. That's just very natural. So be aware of that. And here's my stance on that. So over the last month or so, I have tweeted a lot about these few things. So Claude Code, CLAWD, CLAWDbot, OpenClaw, and then specifically a couple coins, BNKR and CLAWD. So the reason why is basically here. There is too much claw slop at the moment. I'm just going to stick to BNKR, the deployer. So if you go on any related, tracking dashboard by category for altcoins, here is one on CoinGecko, top notebook OpenClaw themed coins by market cap. There are a bunch of slop here. None of these are necessary. None of these even are needed. But people will make these coins because on X, a lot of people talk about these coins. A lot of people talk about OpenClaw because more and more features, arbitrary features can be built. Infinitely arbitrary features can be built that are interesting and get attention. When there is attention, people make meme coins about it. That's how it works. So I don't have any of these meme ones, like so-called, agent coins, except for one. That's this one, which I'm going to get into in a bit. But I do have the main infra for them, and that's this one, BNKR coin. The reason why is actually very concentrated. Why are there so many memes in the OpenClaw narrative? It's because OpenClaw has a lot of interest, a lot of eyeballs on X specifically. And because crypto people live on X, the crossover is there. So whenever new people, new technology founders, they make a new skill for OpenClaw and they deploy it onto like Claw Hub, onto the skills plugin, and they tweet about it. Okay, because that's what they do. It's AI Twitter and crypto Twitter, the two biggest things that have a crossover. When they do, the crypto Twitter side are going to come in and they're going to make a coin. When they make a coin, they need the same kind of audience that comes from X to see their coin and try their coin with the same kind of skill set that OpenClaw uses. The newest thing that people realize that OpenClaw can be built to do. So what BNKR does is it helps people, it helps X accounts and any social generated account to have a crypto wallet. And then that crypto wallet can not only transfer coins, swap coins, but it can trade on perps. It can do arbitrary transactions. And it has EVM and it has Solana, it has everything. So this is the main way that any new coins in the OpenClaw narrative are being created right now through this launcher, through BNKR. And that's why I really think this is similar to virtuals. So I tweeted about this today. The BNKR to CLAWD is like what virtuals is to AI XBT. So remember what virtuals was. Virtuals basically let people make coins on Base, and then it gives it an X account, it gives it a Discord account, Telegram account, it gives it some social media stuff, so that the coin holders can vote on things, and then it's like softly linked to the social API stuff. Well, BNKR just takes that to the next level. Is it because BNKR is the only way to do this? No. I can do a coin on OpenClaw and then just let it deploy from the Rabby wallet extension. But if I do that, it's very hard to integrate it safely from the browser extension to the X account. And X is where all the action is happening. So that's why BNKR is uniquely positioned in the crossover from crypto Twitter to X Twitter. Whenever a new thing around OpenClaw, around this new design paradigm of how to use your agent, how to orchestrate your agent with its own computer, whenever a new feature comes up, those people that realize those, that made the features will tweet about it because they live on AI Twitter. And then the crypto Twitter people sees it, they make a coin. What's the way that they will make a coin with is with Banker. So that's why I think this is the main infra coin. This is the one coin that I have that I think will benefit from all the slop. I don't have any of the slop coins that people make because those are memes, but I have the main launcher coin, the main trading coin for it. And the tokenomics for it is also very good. There is a full dashboard that you can find on Dune. So the way Banker makes tokens is very fair. It's a fair launch every time. And the fees, most of that go to buy back and burn. I'm not sure if it's burned, but it's definitely bought back. So you can see here right around the time that OpenClaw launched is the big spike in fees earned and going into the Banker token and the Banker protocol. So this is starting to come down because people haven't realized as many features here. But the moment that a new feature drops on OpenClaw, new memes are going to be made using Banker and the fees are going to tick up. Very simple. So that's why I have the Banker coin. The other coin, second coin, the only slop coin that I have is this one, clawd.atg.eth. It's a very weird coin, very weird name, I know, but hear me out. So this is the coin and this is the logo that you see on this video's thumbnail. When you follow the slop, the way to think about it is you need to have as low risk as possible if you're going to ape one of these low caps. And what determines that is the dev. What determines that is the team. The team needs to be absolutely legit. And in this case, it is. So ATG is the ENS of Austin Griffith. This guy is an OG Ethereum builder. When I first started building on Ethereum 8 years ago now, he was already building something called scaffold.eth, which was the main way that people built front-end apps on Ethereum 8 years ago using Solidity. Today, he works on with the Ethereum Foundation, and a lot of the Ethereum Foundation guys have come out and supported this agent, clawd.atg.eth, because basically this agent just ships vibe code. It builds all kinds of dApps, decentralized applications on Ethereum and on Base for like basically proof of concepts for its own token. It ships like more than 10 apps already. That's all it does. So is this necessarily like going to outperform Banker? I don't know. But if there is one to bid on all of this slop, all of these ones, it's going to be this because of the dev. That's the only thing that matters here. You need to have as low risk as possible. You need to know that whoever's building this is building it for the sake of building it, not for the sake of building a bot that integrates one new viral thing that the OpenClaw community have developed so that the crypto Twitter guys see this and then they will ape in and then the dev can sell the supply. That's not what this does, because this literally doesn't integrate anything crazy. It doesn't pretend to be AGI. It just builds code on Ethereum, backed by like the main front-end guy of Ethereum Foundation to build their new proof of concept, new things to test. That's what this does. So if you want to beta play, I think this is the only one that I want to hold as a trade. Remember, everything is a trade now. Okay, and finally, if you want my latest thoughts on this, just go on my X and you'll see all the things I have tweeted. I'll just give you a brief summary of when I started covering all of this. So here, actually, I've been following bankers since basically forever. So I'm gonna take out virtuals here and you'll see the first time that I tweeted about banker was way back here, March last year. I've tried the Banker wallet. I've tried all that because I came from the Clanker ecosystem on Base. And starting from January 27th, I started to follow this, which is, wow, 2 weeks ago only. So then I got into Claude Banker Barbell. Claude as the basically AI XBT agent. Banker is the framework that powers all of these slop coins creation and gets all the fees. And here, I even warned people on January 30th about this. Friendly reminder that a huge wave of OpenClaw mode slop will hit the market in the next days. Agents can easily be influenced by their owner to make coins and post CAs to extract. Focus on the infra coins that have been claimed by the agent and dev, or agent coins that were deployed by legit crypto devs. The infra coin that have been claimed by agent or dev is Banker, and the agent coin that were deployed by legit crypto dev, in my opinion, there's one that I see, that's CLAWD. That's it. So here I talk about CUA agents, which stands for computer use agents. This is one of the big, this is one way you can think about what OpenClaw is. Computer use agents, because it runs on your own machine. It runs native chat apps. It has native memory. It has full statistical access. It has full browser control. Computer use agents. That's one name that you'll see a lot pop up in this wave of AI. And then here you see, I've already talked about this. I only held Banker, the deployer coin, working out really well as everyone just PvP to death from OpenClaw CLAWD slop. This is when I signed up to AI.com. I think this could be interesting if it actually works well and makes it very easy for anyone to spin up one of these OpenClaw agents. And then here is a quote tweet of Deployer, who is the dev behind Banker. And that's it. That's everything I wanted to cover. There are basically 2 coins that I think are worth checking out in this wave. Other than that, don't look at the slop. I've explained exactly why you'll see more and more slop, a new wave of slop, because OpenClaw itself is infinitely adaptable. So when it first came out, 2 weeks ago, it was social media. People use their OpenClaw machines to talk to each other on Notebook. And then people used it to build code, to ship software. And then people used it to, I'm using it for my content. So I'm sure there are content claw meme coins out there. But then next week, they're going to let their OpenClaw agent on their machine do some crazy thing, like make their own video, and then they're going to make a meme coin about that. And then they're going to, let it generate images, make a meme coin about that. And they're going to do all kinds of things. They're going to do vibe trading. They're going to say, hey, my OpenClaw bot can follow this trading view indicator, analyze X, trade on the local PC that it has, managing a portfolio, and now this is some sort of like AI hedge fund, and they're going to make a meme coin about that. This is definitely going to happen. But the problem with that is because it's infinitely adaptable and it learns on itself, you can make any feature. So whatever groundbreaking feature you see this week, next week people are going to make it better. So don't buy into the slop. There is no killer app of this. The framework itself is the killer app because you can make anything. You can make infinitely adaptable SaaS / virtual assistant that works for you. So that's why you'll see way more memes coming from this. All the time I have for today. So before I go, make sure to follow me on X at VirtualBacon0x if you want actual alpha when I'm buying these coins and I'm covering these coins, what these coins are, making these early calls. Check it out. You're only gonna get these on X because I can't go live every day. All right, follow me on X at VirtualBacon. That's it. That's the only thing I wanted to plug for today. Thank you guys for joining the live stream. Hope you found this video helpful. Share it with a friend. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one and the next live stream. Cheers. Bye-bye.